Was anyone else not a fan of this? No? Just me? Okay. Ganondorf is far and away one of my favorite reoccurring villains in video game history, but when it comes to the best Ganon, that choice is fairly obvious. If you want the TLDR, just fast forward to this time on the screen and I'll elaborate on this beautiful, human Ganondorf. For now though, I'd like to talk about the other incarnations of Ganon, and why they aren't so compelling. And just as a heads up, we aren't talking about Beast Ganon. Not really much to discuss there. Fairly one-dimensional. Ganon number 1, Ganondorf in Ocarina of Time. Ganon in this installment is smart enough to know that he needs to get close in order to overthrow the royal family. He's intelligent and ruthless when he needs to be, which is a terrifying trait that reoccurs throughout the series. Is he unique though, compared to the others? Not really. His moment in the game that I like the most is when he commends Link on his attitude. Link draws his sword, but Ganon quickly sits him down with a fun little blast before going off into the night after Zelda. This is also a staple when it comes to Ganondorf. No matter what incarnation, he always respects Link's courage. But that's pretty much it when it comes to this version of Ganondorf. He's fairly one-dimensional the rest of the game, besides his interest in playing whatever this instrument is. Ganon number 2, Ganondorf in Twilight Princess, is unfortunately the least interesting. He kind of comes out of nowhere and steals the spotlight from Zant, which was super disappointing, honestly. I liked Zant. He was interesting. He never has any moments of real emotion besides anger, and this is the only version of Ganondorf that isn't shown to respect Link, unless you count him complimenting Link's blade as respect. Not really much to say here about this man. Ganon number 3, Tears of the Kingdom Ganondorf. We actually get the most cutscenes with Ganondorf in this game. Despite his hunky body and sexy voice, we learn that this particular Ganon is about as interesting as Ocarina of Time's Ganondorf. He is smart enough to play the field, knowing brute force won't be enough. He swears fealty to the king just as he did in Ocarina of Time, but as soon as they let their guard down, he is back to his evil shenanigans. But his core values are not as interesting as Wind Waker Ganondorf. His only motivation for domination over everything is that he, as a king, deserves to rule over everybody. All in all, pretty basic, just like the other Ganons. But now, we're at the best and what I believe to be the most powerful version of Ganondorf. Ganon number 4, Wind Waker Ganondorf. Despite having less scenes than TOTK Ganondorf, this one is written much better. Not only do we get a glimpse into the Demon King's head, we can also see that this is the only version of Ganondorf that easily solos Link. Oh, but Postal, Link still beat him at the end of the game. He stabbed him in the head. No. I'm going to stop that rebuttal right here. In all 3 previous encounters Ganondorf has with Link, he one-shots the poor boy. It was only until the King of Hyrule intervened and wished that Link and Zelda had a future did Link win. That's right, the only reason we won that fight was because this guy wished to win. The goddesses intervened and gave Link and Zelda a plot shield. Ganondorf had that fight in the bag, but the King of Hyrule pulled a fast one on him. We also find out that this Ganondorf is the most human. The reason he wants to rule over Hyrule is because the wind of his land brought nothing but death, and that he coveted the healthy winds of Hyrule. This is the only version of him that allows you to empathize with him. And in a previous scene, we find that he believes the people who worship the gods shouldn't, because they were the ones who doomed every race to be abandoned at sea. One last thing that's so rich and ironic about this guy is the fact that Ganondorf, at his most human, is also the only version of Ganondorf that easily defeats the hero.